There's no cattle in that field. Hello, you join me on my way up Moel Fenlli in the penultimate episode of the Clwydian trail running series. So I've got today's run up Moel Fenlli and Bryn, Alyn, and then we've got one last episode left after this to complete the set of 8 peaks. Okay, so we are at the top of Moel Fenlli. It's really windy today, so hopefully you can hear me. But yeah, some real steep bits up to here. I've already had to divert because the route had me going down a path which didn't exist anymore. It may have overgrown or become disused, so I had to kind of divert. So the route's going to be longer than planned. I'll get down off this hill and give you the plan for today's route in full. But yeah, full first peak done. Moel Fenlli on to Bryn. Oh, so yeah, I've come back down from the top. So in terms of today's run, 14.5k, 9 miles long. However, like I mentioned before, I've already had to kind of divert because of the path, so probably end up being a little bit longer than that overall. And in terms of elevation gain, this is the biggest one of the lot so far. 700 meters of up, 2,300 feet. So like I say, quite a few steep bits so far already. So again, fairly relaxed series. I'm not sprinting up any hills I don't need to. If it's really severe slopes, I'll just kind of hike up and run the runnable bits. But yeah, let's get a bit more run done. I'll check in. Let's run. So if anyone wanted to do the route, starting point was just next to the Druid Inn in Ruthin. I didn't want to park on the pub, so I just parked on a little lay-by. Right next to it, a bit of footage now of the start. So yeah, start from there. This is where my route started from today. And in terms of the route, again, I'll put the details in the description. It's from plotter route, however, again, bit of a disclosure, I've already had to kind of divert to the right going up towards Moel Fenlli. The path it had planned was all overgrown with heather. There was no obvious path to take, so I've had to divert there. And now I haven't diverted, I'm still on track. However, it no longer follows the walking route. This part of the route on the way down, I've just kind of took a left and I'm now on the bridle path, so it's still a clear distinctive path, just no longer the yellow arrows. I'm currently following the blue ones. In terms of the route, again, really quiet, quite isolated again, so be aware of that. If you feel uncomfortable being kind of really off the grid. Obviously, again, if you roll your ankle or hurt yourself or come short in terms of fatigue or nutrition or whatever, just be aware of that. Again, sometimes you don't have a great signal out here. You always be able to give yourself a clear description of where you stood in terms of help, so just be aware of that. It's not my favourite route so far. There's been quite a bit of road, quite loads of steep ascents, which again is part and parcel, but they're not really runnable, so there's been quite a lot of hiking so far. This bit looks quite good though, a kind of downhill fire road, so I'll stop talking, open the legs up a bit and make up some time. The main road, not the best route, this one. So yeah, I've just crossed over a major main road, so again, don't get me wrong, there's some nice bits, some lovely scenic bits and quiet bits, but again, all part of a trail run is to get away from all roads. So there's been quite a lot of kind of single track road running, just because again the route I've picked, but maybe I'll try and find an alternative one, or you can try and find an alternative one if you're going to run Moel Fenlli. I wouldn't highly recommend this one. It's not bad, but not the greatest, although there's some nice bits along the way. And yeah, as I mentioned, this is the penultimate one, so just one left after this. And yeah, Moel Fenlli is the second highest. Only Moel Vammer is bigger than Moel Fenlli, and I can probably vouch for that on the way up there then. It was quite high, very windy, and some steep sections. So next week will be Moel Dywyll, which is the third highest, and I'll tag on Moel Vammer as well, so finish it off with a bang with peaks 1 and 3. But I'll get a bit more of this run done and I'll check in a bit. Oh, this is definitely the toughest one yet. This ascent up to Bryn is hard to walk, never mind run, so yeah, be prepared if you're going to do this one. It's a toughie. Welcome to the top of Bryn. It's a bit windy, so over there is Moel Fenlli, that peak over there, and then the one with the turret on the top is Moel Vammer. So this one's pretty big in itself, but yeah, I'm going to head down out of the wind. We're nearly finished. So that was the top of Bryn. I said really windy, but yeah, this has definitely been the hardest one yet. I don't think it helps me being in the midst of a fairly intensive 5k training series at the same time, so my legs are a little bit jaded, but fresh legs or not, this is kind of a hard run. 700 meters, 2300 feet of elevation is no easy feat, so get it finished, get back to the car and fuel back up, I think. This isn't runnable. Worst route ever. Okay, yeah, definitely not recommending this route. It's just set me up where that person is walking his dog. Go around a little wall and come straight back for absolutely no reason, like an out and back for no reason whatsoever. Oh, just walk up 2 feet. Now it's sending me down here, like again out down this way, and then it's meant to take me over that fence where you can't get over anyway, so I'm going to have to scramble over this dry stone wall again. Yeah, it's sent me down this way, and then I'm meant to divert over there now, over the wall or over the fence, which is obviously nonsense. And actually the path's over this way. I could have just not come this way at all and stayed over there. Plus you've got these massive sinkholes which you've got to kind of navigate. Yeah, definitely don't do this route. I'll tag it in the description, but pick a different one. So I made it back to the car just about. I think lack of nutrition in the end paid its price, plus the load of hills. But yeah, that was the toughest one yet, and probably the least enjoyable as well. Obviously, one, it was tough, two, the route wasn't the best. So yeah, after today I'm kind of glad there's only one left. But yeah, we made it back just about. Like I said, it was worthwhile in the end. Some more hills in the legs, strengthen them, make them more resilient, toughen them up a little bit. But yeah, I think a lack of nutrition plus the fact I'm in the middle of this 5k training hasn't helped. But yeah, one more next week, which will be Moel Dywyll and Moel to finish off. Look out for that. Thank you always for watching. Any questions or queries about today or the route or anything like that, drop them in the comments. Thanks for watching. Happy running. See you on the next one.